always looking good, the former governor of the fine state of New Jersey, Todd Whitman. She was in that small core, some would say stubborn group of never-Trumpers in the Republican Party, many of them who were just saying he would be bad news. Some of them have come back into the fold, including Mitt Romney, who wishes the new president well and hopes that the signal he sent in his victory speech last night was a sign, I guess, of things to come, paraphrasing there. Much the same sentiment expressed by former President Bush and his wife Laura, even though they didn't vote for anyone for president in Texas, wished the new one well, and in a phone call sent their best wishes and prayers. Governor Whitman, where is the party right now on Donald Trump? Where are you right now on Donald Trump?
Well, I obviously wish him well. I mean, Lord, I hope that the rhetoric of last night that he gave at his acceptance speech and in Hillary's concession speech is how we go forward. That's what we need desperately. We need to bring the country together. This has been an extraordinarily divisive campaign with some of the harshest rhetoric and most divisive rhetoric I think we've ever heard. And we've got to get over that. If Donald Trump is going to succeed at what he says he wants to do, he is going to need to reach out to those people who were not for him. As you pointed out earlier, he has got a Senate where a number of those Republican senators ran away from him, did not campaign with him or for him. He's going to need them, and he can't ignore what they were saying. And even though he swept the board, he did an amazing job in this election, he was the voice of people who felt disenfranchised and angry and frustrated at the lack of action from Congress. They've got to recognize that what it means now is not get even. It doesn't mean get vengeance. It means get working.
Well, a lot of them seem to be stunned at the results, first off, and then the fact that now he has the run of the table, as I've been saying throughout this broadcast, Governor, with control of the Senate and the House, and some had feared at least the Senate would go. So he has a lot of room there to do what Barack Obama did 8 years ago in those first 2 years when he had both the House and the Senate in Democratic hands as well. What would you tell him to do?
Well, I'd say his first and foremost job is to reach out to both sides of the aisle, to reach out to those Republicans who weren't the most supportive of him, and to reach out to the Democrats, because he's going to need them all, and to put forward initially an agenda of things on which everyone can agree. One of the things that he talked about, that Hillary Clinton talked about, was the need for infrastructure improvements. The Americans want to see that. That's jobs. It's important. But he needs to strike a balance that ensures that while we want to grow our economy, we need to desperately, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We have some protections in place to keep us healthy, to keep our environment healthy. We need to readjust those, make sure they're in the right place. We need not to walk away from them entirely. And that's going to be his challenge throughout, is finding that way of bringing people together. And I believe that there are a number of organizations that exist now. Citizens United is one where people are trying to, No Labels is the place that I would go. If I were Donald Trump, I'd go to No Labels and those members, because that's members of the Republican Party and Democrat Party.
Right, and he's a little bit of both anyway. He's a little bit of both anyway. Real quickly, while I get your thoughts on Governor Chris Christie, who is still considered to be playing not only a key role in heading up the transition staff, but maybe a future chief of staff in a Trump administration, maybe an attorney general. What do you think of either, both, what?
I suspect it would be more likely to be chief of staff. I just think that I don't know whether Trump would go ahead, given all the Bridgegate fuss and furor that's been going on, that he would risk putting him up for Senate confirmation. It just might be a battle he doesn't want to fight. But he certainly, Chris Christie, has been loyal to the president from the very beginning, and the president-elect, and the president-elect is loyal to him.
And a chief of staff doesn't require Senate approval.
Right, exactly.
Governor Whitman, thank you very much. Great seeing you again.